I'm Kevin McLoughlin, and today I'll be playing the part of the creepy old guy in the back of the theater that I went into. They had signs that they were like, you're not allowed to say anything when the chicken jockey comes. I sat in the back row so no one would throw popcorn on me.
The creepy old guy in the back.
So...
Hey, everybody, I'm Kevin McLoughlin, and this is the Riffs and
Rhythms podcast, and I'm Paul Robertson.
How's it going, Paul?
Good. So you're back now a couple weeks from your UK tour and back into your normal routine.
Yeah, no. There's no normal.
Yeah, there's
associated with
never
my life.
anything normal about you, actually.
That is intentional.
Yeah. So our last episodes there, we were doing a little catch up, and I know you also had joined on, let's put in the shameless plug, the Jams and Cocktails show also recently.
Oh my gosh, that's a record.
I know, that's right. You got to plug in.
I didn't say Brad.
Oh,
That's
you
right.
didn't say Brad. Say Brad.
Brad.
Now it's a record.
Okay.
All right, good.
So, yeah. So the Jams and Cocktails show. I like that new little studio he's got set up there for the little lounge here.
You remarked about the chairs, and now we're going to go ahead. So he stole the idea from us to have the guests sitting in a different location as opposed to at the same table. And so now we're going to one-up him by getting two really cool chairs instead of one super lame chair.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to give you an update, though. They actually got sold out from underneath me.
Oh,
Really?
well.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, Paul had a line on some two super cool leather wingback chairs.
These were like the chairs from the red pill, blue pill scene in the Matrix.
Exactly.
It was just like that.
just like those.
And Keanu and Morpheus was there.
Did they come with the chairs?
Yes.
But Paul took the blue pill and forgot to go.
I'm not going there, right? So, anyway, so so we got back here. We got a cool guest here.
We do have a cool guest here, and
Yes.
usually we make the guests sit and wait in suspense until we actually acknowledge that they're in the room.
Yeah,
But we're not going to do that today. How's it going, Paul? What have you been up to?
No, our guest has already been sitting here waiting around because Devin can't get his shit together, right?
No,
So,
wait,
yes.
now, Devin, let's just step back a little bit.
No, I'm going to step on him.
Devin reassembled this entire rig in record time, and then he broke his computer and had to do something different.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Well, because we let him use the space, right? He does have his own set of keys for the studio.
Not for long.
After tonight for sure. We're changing the locks.
Yeah.
But we're going to.
Here you go.
No, just hold
there
on
you
to
go.
those.
Yeah. So they came down the other night to tape a Ghost in the Aux episode there.
Yes.
With your crew there, Trey and Almond there. Almond's off.
That was part 2 of a basically an interview of Trey. So he was a co-host. He is a co-host of the show, he became a co-host before ever doing his own interview. So we kind of worked backwards.
Okay.
So he was on for a long time. Then I did an episode of him. Then now we're a couple years later. We did another part 2 of that.
So were the accommodations worked out for you here?
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
AC was blowing.
Good. That's all he cares about.
Stonewall
yes.
Jackson was chilling.
That's right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, this is Stonewall Jackson.
And
Yes,
we
that-
left up the merch in the background for you
Oh.
in the video.
No
So-
kidding.
Nice.
Oh, look at that. On purpose?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Good.
So now that we have properly
A
delayed
couple of references to that.
introducing our guest, we've got an awesome guest in the podcast studio tonight. A fresh face on the pop music scene, right?
Oh, well, according to us, we're definitely fresh faces.
Great reviews internationally. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Grippa in the room.
Hello.
So what's happening?
Everything.
Have you been thoroughly traumatized by this whole thing?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely been quite a lot so far.
Yeah. It's
But thanks
it's a
for
lot to
having
take
me.
in. Yeah, we're glad to have you on. We're glad to have you on. So tell us, what is Grippa all about?
Well, Grippa's me.
Right.
That's really
She
it.
passed the test.
And honestly, that's all I could really say about it because you got to go see it to figure it out. So I guess Grippa.com, Instagram, the.Grippa, every social media platform. But yeah, that's basically like what I can say about it. But I do make pop music. I love fashion. That plays a huge part in my music. Definitely theatrics, things like that. But definitely, I like to put the art in being an artist. So it's not just about I'm going to make a song, I'm going to sing it. It's about that it's a whole persona of music.
Well, you're definitely down with the fashion because that one black thing you're wearing on your website,
Yeah.
that's just like the outfit that the singer for the Scissor Sisters was wearing at their Glastonbury show.
I don't know who that is.
You got to check them
Is
out.
that-
They're really
but
good.
I need to figure them out. Okay.
Yeah, you got to if you're not hip to the Scissor Sisters.
No,
I
I'm not
wasn't
hip.
either until recently.
Okay.
They're
So
quite
it's something I need to get hip on.
So check out their live show because we watched their official video and it was
Okay.
lame. But we watched their live performance at Glastonbury 2025 last week.
Okay.
They performed last weekend and it was a great show.
Awesome. Okay. I'm going to,
Mental note.
Scissor Sisters.
okay. It's easy to
Free
remember.
plug.
It's easy to remember.
Yeah.
Sure.
So since it's art and music, the part of the artist, and so you've got to go into planning out a lot of that stuff. How involved does that get?
I mean, honestly, that's the thing. I think a lot of it, I would say that I'm pretty naturally like inclined to have those ideas of what to do. But yeah, it does take a lot of preparation to actually like physically make it happen. So it's not really about like, oh, I can't figure out what I'm going to do this time. It's more of, okay, this is what we're going to do. That was easy. But now the really hard part is going to find how to make that happen. And who will help us make it happen? Because a lot of people, especially in Florida, it's like people don't do that kind of stuff. It's definitely a whole different animal for sure.
You mean costume design?
Either
or
costumes, like photography, videography, like, and especially being good with that kind of genre of it, where it's like you could find so many people who can do that here, but not where you can get to that level that you want to be at for sure. It's totally just, I guess that's the kind of thing you're going to find in LA and New York. And that's definitely where that all is for sure. But what can you do? You got to try.
Yeah, the few that are in Florida charge astronomical
Exactly.
rates.
Yes. That is like, yeah, big problem.
So with that aspect, obviously it sounds like you've got a lot of influence to draw from. So let's go back. Where
Okay.
did it all started?
Okay.
In the beginning.
In the beginning. Well, I've been singing my whole entire life. Like little kid, when I was a little kid, I was in my little car seat in the back of the car, and my parents would play Céline Dion. They'd play Lady Gaga, like just all day. And I would sing in the back of the car, and they turned around and they were like, that is not normal. Like no kid should ever sound like that. So I just started getting into any type of like music I can do. My mom tried to make me do sports because we know how she is. But but yeah, she tried to make me do sports. At that time, I did not want to do sports. I wanted to do music. So then that's kind of when I got into everything. So like church choir, school, I did everything I could. Even like acting and stuff, like musicals, things like that. But I was super young. I knew I wanted to be a famous pop star, but I was like so young to the point where it's like, that's not possible. Like, don't even think about that yet. But I did start writing my like original music around 12, 13. That's when I worked with my first producer, YX, and he's from New Jersey. And he was amazing. He's like, he does TikTok and he's great. So yeah, I did a whole album with him. And then after that, it just kind of like the whole pattern, the whole wheel just started turning. So, but yeah, I think it was genuinely just about like networking and meeting people for sure. But it was definitely like my parents like helped me so much because I started so young that it was like, what am I going to do? I'm just like, I know what I want. I can't get there just because I'm a 13-year-old girl, like, but yeah, that's kind of how it started.
Well, how cool it is to have those kinds of challenges because you started so young.
Yeah, no, for sure. And especially like I did total like regular high school, like, and I was in high school while traveling to all these places doing these things. And everyone's like, are you nuts? Like what? Because the other kids like don't understand. They're like, what are you doing? But I mean, and that's something that you just have to kind of.
Well, I guess, in high school, it doesn't sound like it quite fit a box as a high school student,
it's
right?
definitely not. No, for sure. And then going into college too, everyone's like, "Oh, you're not going to college. Like, what are you doing?" That kind of thing. But just how it is.
As an artist, you don't really fit into the boxes everybody wants you to get into.
No, but I think that's a good thing. I don't really.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of people would take that as like a bad thing, but I don't think it's.
I'm wondering though, is more today. I think it's, acceptable to kind of, go that way or say that
For sure.
than it was maybe, when we were.
I hope
For
so.
sure.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, there is no box.
Right.
But everybody wants to, when you're young, it happened to me, everybody wants to place you into this description of what they think you should be. and
Exactly.
It's never even remotely.
Well, I think it makes them scared for sure because they can't figure it out. So I think they kind of just, and then they look at themselves like, what are they going to do? What is this, what is their box they can't fit themselves into? So I think it's just, but I guess it's just the brain, how people work.
Well, I think, again, obviously, us as Gen Xers, okay, we're not boomers, right? We've already had a pre-show conversation about this. So we're not boomers. Okay,
If
Devin?
you say so.
Yeah, no, I know so. Yeah. And, so I think it's an interesting aspect of looking at that, the generational, I know there's an age gap between us, but some of those same aspects of growing up through music and changing and evolving. And there's so much more out there that they're more acceptable, right? I think, we were talking about, so.
we were having this conversation earlier, like back in the 60s when rock and roll came out, it was easy to rebel. All you had to do was like let your hair grow long enough to touch your ears. Now you got to do some really crazy stuff to stand out because so much of it's already been done. It's a big responsibility to take it to the next level when everybody's already past the edge.
All right, so that's a good point, though. So, Grippa, one of your influences, Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Right, which she's transformed, she's grown, she's in.
That's crazy to hear that, actually, to interject real quick, because when I heard your music earlier, I immediately thought Lady Gaga.
That's exactly it.
Immediately.
So there was. Oh, by the way, this is the Ghost in the Ox.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you for the introduction.
That's me.
for those who are listening, you won't see him, and neither you, if you're watching also, he doesn't have a camera.
Yeah, those of you listening on audio formats, you can't tell the difference.
That's right, on the phonograph.
People see me enough.
Yeah.
People see me enough on my show.
Wait. On the phonograph?
Yes. Yes.
All right, I got dibs on that. I'm starting
You're not a
an
boomer?
audio streaming platform called The Phonograph. It's mine.
Anyway, so back to Lady Gaga, right? So when she came out, we were talking
Yeah.
about this understanding of the art format was. We all remember the meat dress, right? And people didn't. It's like,
The
who is
meat
she?
dress?
What?
Oh,
Lady Gaga, the meat
no,
dress?
we have a problem.
Okay.
You don't know the meat dress?
Do I not know? Yes, I think I know them. Maybe. Well, let me look and see. Have I ever
not-
seen the meat dress?
Explain to them,
That's
please.
not from your search history.
Yeah.
It's something else.
Not something you can get at Arby's.
Oh, yeah, like the meat dress with the curly
mean, you
fries.
definitely
fries,
could.
please.
Yes, you got the meat sweats.
If I've seen it, I'll know.
Oh my God, you probably have seen it. Yeah.
Oh, I've
There's
seen the meat dress.
absolutely no way.
Yeah. But that was very in that aspect. She was art performing, and
It looks like
stuff.
prosciutto.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm saying it could be an Arby's sandwich.
Yeah. All right. Good job, Lady Gaga.
I'm not quite sure where I was going with this now because we've been interrupted so
We're
many
trying to
times.
go over the edge with crazy stuff
Yeah,
to
there you
stand
go.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, I think, nowadays it's weird because I think everyone's been doing. I think there was a whole trend of people doing the most basic thing they possibly can. There was a time when labels were signing a lot of TikTokers or a lot of people that like blew up on there, and they had no. I mean, I don't want to say they weren't like great or anything because they were, but like they didn't really have a persona that was like artist persona. It's like I am a good looking person and I sit in front of my camera and I have my acoustic guitar and people love it because I have a great voice and and I think that I was so mad at that and I swear I was like no, like this cannot be like what the music industry is turning into. Now it's gotten a lot better. It's gotten way better.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah, for sure. But I think a lot of people, and that's why I kind of wanted to start bringing in like guerrilla marketing again. No one is doing that anymore. I think like the last person who's like really big with it is like Kanye. Like you're never I never, and then I saw this one girl, right? And I had no idea who she was, but I saw her on TikTok and she blew up on TikTok because she did this guerrilla marketing where she was in a glass box, like just in the middle of like a street. And you could like, it was like a living room in a glass box. And there was headphones on the outside of the box. So you could like put on the headphones and like listen to her music, but she was just sitting there, which was amazing. But then I never heard from her again after that. I'm like, you got so much like traction and you didn't take it where it needed to be taken. So it's obviously working. People like it. And I don't know why people aren't doing it more, but I think it really fits that theatrical thing. I think you could definitely do some crazy stuff for sure.
And we've talked to, I think it was Apostoli about this, about and he's the guy right there in the poster behind you there.
Hey.
And where he's a young 20 something in that range or whatever. But we were talking, I think, right, Devin, we were talking about how social media and a lot of people that are on social media that they have a big following and then they get booking off of that following and then they get gigs. And so, so I think that's kind of the part you say it bothers you is if you're going to do the guerrilla marketing stuff, you've got to make sure you can back it up.
Yeah,
right?
No, for sure. You can't. And the thing with the followers too, the labels were looking for just followers. It wasn't about your music. It wasn't about. Now people are saying it's a little different, but I made the mistake of I've been to every single one of the huge major labels, just going around in the old meetings and everything. And people say, oh, it's not really about the followers anymore. It's social media is the only thing that matters right now. And it's terrible. Like it's absolutely, but it's just the truth. And I hate it. I hate doing social media, but it's just something that, I mean, you do get to connect with your fans. And that's the great part of it is just like being able to have a platform where you can do that. But in other words, making a video where you're lip syncing on the toilet or something is not like, that's what people want to see. And
yeah, the weirder the better.
Yeah. It's like,
yeah, and I find on TikTok, the dumber the better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't wake up in the morning saying, I can't wait to film this video. Because then it takes me like 100,000 tries to get the right video too.
Well,
Yeah.
but I think that just kind of amplifies that you are, whatever your presence on social media is, that you feel you are an artist first, a musician, artist, and influencer second.
Yes,
where it's,
exactly.
Right, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think it's really cool that social media exists and gives a platform to where people can get out there. Before social media, there was no in between. You were either totally obscure or you were huge. And now, just from advertising costs alone, social media is great. Because for less than, for like only 1 or 2 zeros, you can reach a ton of people and get a lot of traction.
No, exactly.
Where it was tens of thousands of dollars in the past.
Yeah.
So that part is cool.
That's the cool part. Like, yeah, it's a great platform for doing that. But I think it's just made things like a lot harder because back then you have that label that can back you up with those, and then after that it's just like you're done. Like you did it. But I think there's so many more steps now. It's so and a lot of more people to like climb above. It's like it's just like a lake of like mistakes and people that you need to. It's crazy, but
and we've talked a lot about it on the show. Is for us, for our ages, and and Kevin's been a lot more in being in the music scene and traveling and more immersed in the industry. But again, just as listeners, how the music scene has changed so much. Whether it goes back to even to the 50s and the hit factory, you go in and people are recording your music, or the studio musicians, the bands that you walk in like Toto, right? Studio musicians that they're backing somebody else, or or the Four Seasons when they were coming out, and then into it's just what's the next best thing, or what's the next thing that the music, the artists, do they really have much A&R anymore? Back in the 80s, remember every hair metal band that just threw money at, right? The clone.
Actually, this is a good chance for me to plug. Blinding Talent is the agency that helped me get to the UK and facilitated all that. And the leader of Blinding Talent just did a podcast with an A&R guy. And yeah, A&R still exists.
It definitely does. I think that's a huge thing of the labels right now. It's honestly, the people who don't want to do the work are the marketing people. They want you to have it all figured out because they throw that money behind you. The A&R's job is to find people that are going to make them money. And it's pressure on them because they're like, if they don't, then their job is cooked. They're done for. But I think they want to sign someone who has everything completely together, where they don't need a label at all.
Right. I think it's ironic that labels will only approach you when you've gotten to the point where you don't need them anymore.
Exactly, because they're employees. I was told by an A&R person that they will go to their marketing team and be like, what do you want me to do with this? This person has no followers. This person is like not doing their own thing. Like, what do you want me to, like, is not your job to do that. But I guess not anymore. It's just someone looking over everything.
But if they have the talent, right? And that's always
Exactly.
right. We see all these crazy things that pop up on as much as people may hate the reality shows or the Voice or the America's Got Talent or whatever it may be, AGT. And no, I already said that.
AGT? Isn't that a life insurance company?
No. Yes, this podcast is sponsored by AGT Insurance. America's Got Talent.
It's all
I'm
gonna
sorry.
throw out.
I was using code for you. AGT America's Got Talent.
Oh,
You're not down with the lingo?
Yeah, apparently not.
Okay, all right.
I'm not cool like you, Paul. Sorry.
Yeah. No, but those, you see these stories that we all want to believe when we're watching this show that this is this person, the old little Scottish lady showed up and she started singing, they were ragging on her and then she starts singing, they're like, holy crap, this woman could sing and all those things, right? Yeah. We all hope that, and the Justin Bieber stories, everyone all knows about YouTube and he posted a video on YouTube and he became this big famous fan.
It was a bunch of videos, but
Right,
yeah.
right. So, yeah, I guess it's out there, and it's always like as guitarists, right? Is somebody thinks that they're the best guitarist? There's always somebody better out there that you don't even know about, right? So, but that's the part I think is it's unfortunate that somebody may not have that following, but has ungodly given talent.
Exactly,
and it's a shame that
it's not about the talent.
And
anymore.
maybe they don't know,
Truly.
they don't have a good social media game. And
There's an argument that it never was.
Yeah,
Because, popularity and quality in every arena are completely unrelated.
I just feel like there's not a lot of companies or labels anymore that are pushing discovering new artists just because of a talent. It's not like Justin Bieber. He didn't have a persona. He didn't have anything. His YouTube channel had barely any views actually, and it just happened that Usher and Scooter Braun stumbled upon his video, and he had nothing, but they took his talent and they said, we're going to create this whole thing behind you. So it was just, it was not even about that at the time. There's people that was their jobs, but now it's all on this one person to figure it out.
And then Diddy took care of him.
Yes.
In more than one way.
Too soon?
Too late.
He's getting off actually.
Yeah.
You'll see.
I hope not.
Oh,
You'll see.
my.
You'll
Well,
see.
I think he already did quite a lot.
Yeah,
And that's
quite
why
a
he's
lot.
there.
That's why I'm saying I hope not.
Welcome to this
Yeah,
podcast
sorry,
by Johnson
Justin.
and Johnson Baby Oil.
Yeah, well, the thing let's go ahead and talk about that. I mean, why is everybody surprised that the gangster rapper is acting like a gangster? I don't know. I mean, you should have a special license to be able to do stuff like that if it's part of your
Yeah.
persona.
Yeah, that's right. We can go. We'll let these other.
It's a religious.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Is we're going to have the Riffs and Rhythms rappers. This is how you hold a gun properly class. That's what we're going to do.
Ain't about proper. It's about looking hard.
Hey, if you can hit a target, you can hold it any way you want. But I don't think
I've
anybody's
seen
gonna,
police do this too.
well, they've been watching too many rap
Yeah, they've
videos.
been
That's
watching
right.
cops too much.
They were taking some lessons.
Yeah. So maybe with Devin, we could. You guys can take that as an episode for you for the Ghost in the Ox episode.
No, that's what we'll do. We'll just who can hold their pistol
Do we want to get
like a rapper and still hit the target.
Wait. Do we?
Goes to the locks, goes to the gun range. That's what we're doing.
Yes,
All right. So there we go. So do we want to go out to the Okeechobee
I'm a
gun
pretty
range?
good shot.
Oh
Actually.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Is somebody gonna let us hold guns like sideways and stuff?
Well, that's the point.
Okay.
I don't care if they let
see.
me. I'm just gonna do it.
Let's just see if that is a less accurate way to shoot.
Oh, it absolutely is.
All right.
It depends. Okay, from what I've heard from actual shooters,
Sorry.
Yeah.
We got
What
time.
I'm interested.
What I've been told from actual shooters though is it's not necessarily like completely wrong to go sideways. It's more about like your positioning. Your arm naturally comes out slightly at an angle. So
Right.
having it at that angle makes sense.
But what I'm talking about
ergonomically.
is shooting like this.
Oh yeah, no, that's still not correct
Yeah.
and counterproductive.
I mean, whether you're like this or like this, that's not much different.
But I've seen, different things. Like tactically, sometimes you'll have it close up and sideways and whatever. Then you'll have it straight out. All
Maybe-
kinds of things going on.
Maybe we,
I told you she wants to get in it.
Uh-oh.
She's
could tell.
whispering
She's
me.
whispering.
She's whispering me.
got coaching
these
from the
sweet-
peanut
these sweet
gallery.
Lies. I don't know what she's saying.
Sweet lies.
Oh my!
No, I don't know what she's.
She's
I don't know
whispering
what-
sweet lies into your ears.
Yeah.
Sweet little lies.
But,
Sweet little lies.
Well, you're the one that brought your parole officer, okay?
I know. I know.
So now we have to know what were the sweet lies that
She
we.
wanted me to say that
She's a marksman.
that we do own a shotgun. I don't know why. I don't know why that has any. Would you like to say something about it?
Okay.
Can you hold a shot? Can you hold a shot? Can you hold a shotgun sideways?
hold a
I have a
shotgun?
Yeah, can
shotgun
you do
too.
that?
It's on the camera.
Yeah. Ha ha ha. Shotgun microphone. I see what you did there.
Next up, guns and Grippa.
Yay, and next up, concrete heat.
They're the openers, yes.
There we go.
So yeah, we have a new band name. Did you hear that? You missed it. You
Concrete
weren't,
Heat?
yeah, you didn't. You weren't here before.
there was something I missed.
Yes, it was before. Yes.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Anyway, so
I don't know where we were.
yeah, we were talking about Bieber and
Yeah.
we were that's
Sorry.
where we
Diddy.
got down.
Social media's effect.
Sorry.
Yeah, so. But yeah, I think that's
It's
that.
not too late to say sorry.
But
Bieber
again,
joke.
I think just
Good one.
kind of talk a little bit about it though, Kevin, is like what you recall as a musician before the social media, right? Going back to putting the flyers out there, which you still do, right? You're going.
Well, first off, it was really hard to get a gig and outrun the dinosaurs at the same time. It was really weeded out a lot of the competition because unless you could run really fast, you never made it.
the loincloths was really cool.
Well, that's
Yeah,
Ted Nugent was famous for his loincloth action. He outran the dinosaurs and got a record deal. No, but honestly, what was it like before social media?
Well, yeah, I mean, trying to right.
Well, I think you were limited geographically considerably. And so it was either, reaching out to venue owners and booking agents that you could drive to, or just throwing everything in the car and driving to New York or LA and knocking on record label doors. There was no in between.
So with your recent UK tour you did, that was a lot of social media.
That was a lot of social media stuff.
Right. And you were talking a little bit before the show about working with Blinding Talent. Was it?
Blinding Talent is
Right,
the
yeah,
agency
right.
that made it possible
Right.
for me to do the UK thing.
And you worked on a little bit of your image or the kind of.
They coached me up. We did a whole new photo shoot, as you know. And there's a funny story behind that. The agency I used is from England, and the person that they assigned to me, Katie, love you, Katie, you're awesome. My first question to her was, "You English people, you don't look at us Americans like a bunch of cowboys anymore, do you?" She's like, "Oh no!" And then a week later, she finds a picture of me wearing a cowboy hat, and she's like, "Oh, this is your new image. You got to wear the cowboy. You simply must wear the cowboy hat." And so now there I am. So,
Country. It's all country now.
well, everybody asked me if I've switched to country. I haven't.
We were talking about that before you guys even got here.
Oh, okay.
So you're talking
Almond
about
showed
switching
me-
to country?
He showed me his music. Nah.
Oh, come on,
Yeah,
Beyonce
yeah.
did it.
His music. He has a country twang, I'm telling you.
Really?
He looks very country.
He could do it,
He looks.
but he doesn't want to.
He looks
But I'm
country
telling
like
you, if you-
Western Dade County.
He looks like Chile.
No, if he was country, he'd have to switch his name to Hickory instead of Almond.
I like the laughs that come from
Walnut.
off the podcast. I like getting the laughs that come from over here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yes.
I'm telling you, that's a perfect avenue.
So
Almond Avenue.
I am honestly curious.
Yeah.
Because it's something that I'm completely unfamiliar with. Like when I was starting as a musician, as a guitar player, it would be I would, run into other musicians and we'd get to know each other, we'd play and we'd figure out what gelled and then we'd make a band.
Mm-hmm.
But I have no idea what it's like when you're a singer making pop music. Like what does that process involve?
I mean, I'm trying to figure it out myself, to be honest. Like with live gigs, I think it really depends. Like recently I've been doing stuff with just me and a guitarist, like just acoustically. But I have been doing a lot of covers. Yeah, there you go. Hey. But I think I've seen people tell me when you go to these other venues, just use a track, which is kind of like, But what else was there? There was the track, and then if I ended up working with a DJ, and that's another whole thing, because that's like, but a great avenue for sure. But recently I've been really, really wanting to start a band, but like one specifically for my music, because I think it would be so much easier to book shows at that point. Because, oh my gosh, nobody wants this girl coming in with tracks, like being like, hey, no. And especially that in that genre, if you're not at a club or some kind of like, I don't know, something that really wants that type of music, so I think you kind of have to make it where it's kind of rock versions of your own songs.
High energy.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it goes perfectly. But yeah, that's kind of right now, that's definitely my goal. And that's hard. Finding a band is hard, especially because a lot of them want to, start a band that has a name and they don't want to play for someone else. What I've noticed.
So lay down some experience. So Kevin's line that he always says is his band loves him as much as they'll pay him. You'll pay him.
They love me as much as I pay them too.
Yeah.
Right. So
Exactly as much.
So you see yourself. I mean, you do have some guys that are recurring. Some of your main guys that you always have play with you, but for the most part, you don't really have what Grip is talking about as a set band.
Yeah, well, there are advantages and disadvantages to both, and you just have to pick the aspect of it that's going to work for you better.
Right. And so you can hire really good musicians, like you talked about on Brad's show about the guys that were for one of your gigs, or the band, that here's your set list. Listen, learn my songs.
Well, that's the advantage. Boom. It's like, I don't have to poll the group. Are you available on this day?
That is the kicker.
That was a massive. That's the reason. That's one of two reasons why I'm doing it this way. Is because some of the people that I used to play with were so self-important that they would wait weeks to respond.
Oh yeah.
And you got now or give it up. When the talent buyer calls you, you got to give an answer now, or you lose the gig.
Well, especially people my age, like, oh my goodness, they do not have any schedule. It's all over the place. I have school. I have my other band practice. I have this. Yeah. Very all over the place. So it's so difficult to find people that are like.
Well, what do you want though? I mean, in a band, then, if you had your.
I mean, I think honestly, I was trying to find an all-girl band that's all around my age, but oh my gosh, no, it's not happening. It's impossible. But I might be able to hire. That's the thing. But just to find people who just want to do that and be confident that they'll be able to, stay together is like unfathomable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's insanely difficult.
Yeah, it would never. But that's definitely what I am imagining. But if it were up to me.
So I'm going to jump ahead here. And I think it's a great time to mention this here because I'm going to put something in front of you.
Okay.
So we were talking a little bit before the show. There was a social media post we put out there just a couple days ago or weeks ago or whenever it was recently about an upcoming big event for us.
The Riffs and Rhythms Festival, second annual, is actually scheduled for the 7th and 8th of November.
It's on the books there.
Write it down.
Sorry, I was muted. Woo!
So 7th and 8th.
The 7th and 8th at the Martin County Fairgrounds.
Right, yes.
A huge real estate upgrade from where we were before.
Yeah. So last year was great. We had a great vibe. Our first time doing it.
I should say space upgrade.
Space. Yes. And so the reason why I bring that up again, so more to come on that. I know I've already getting hit up for people wanting to play, and bands are asking. I'm like,
Good.
you got to get on the show, be part of the show. That's how we're going to do this. So we want you to be part of the community. We're
That's
growing.
code for buy nice things for Paul.
That's right. So the reason why we tie that in to put that shameless plug of our own stuff is if you were interested and you had the opportunity to perform at the festival, how would you go about it?
Oh gosh.
Not to put you on the
Think
spot.
about it. Well, you did put me on the spot. Not to put me on the spot.
But yeah,
I will.
I get no, yeah.
Yeah, technically, this entire experience is
Yeah,
you
on the spot.
Well, honestly, I mean, okay. You literally just opened my eyes to like hiring people. I don't know why I haven't like thought about that yet, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've been trying to like just get people to like, hey, do me a favor. They're not
Okay,
going to do
so
that.
like let's hypothetically say
yes.
Favors
It-
can
the-
go along.
No, for
Favors
sure.
can go a long way
the
too.
situation may come up.
Oh.
Situation may come up. We just lost audio in the cans. Do you still have it on your meters? Oh, nope. It's because of this high quality adapter we've got right here. The hypothetical situation may come about that you have a gig on the 8th of November.
Okay.
What do you do now?
I'd do anything I could to get a band together. I would probably ask around if it would take. I'd have to see how much effort it would take that these people are giving me.
All right. So let's pause, Grippa. Right. So again, I know we just threw you at something right there, and I know you've performed other places and so forth. And again, this is why we do our show to promote Florida original music. And again, this is Original Music Festival. That's what we're about. So I'm not asking you to kind of rack your brains right now.
Okay.
But it's, again, to give you something to think about. Again, this is part of the community. You know, there's all these other musicians that, you know, through the Treasure Coast, through the, you know, South Florida area, you know, connecting with other people who do a lot of fill-in stuff. They, you know, these guys and girls can step right in, start playing, performing.
So,
Right.
if I may, your alternate plan is already set because you can just do tracks if you had to.
Yeah.
But you don't want to, which is good. The second option would be a combination of musicians and tracks and have everybody play to a click.
Yep.
And then the third option is to have a huge band where everything's getting done live,
Yep.
which is the hardest.
Exactly.
Well, no, they're all equally hard, honestly. But you've got all three viable choices to do that. So you've got a worst case scenario that's super easy. You probably have the tracks sitting on a file somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the job is done, and then you can improve upon it if the circumstances allow.
Exactly. That sums it up pretty good.
Yeah, there you go.
Is with or without pyro?
Ooh, well, if it was up to me, we know what I would want. But
Yeah, well, then you'll have to get with the production company. On
yeah,
the
I'll have to talk.
We'll have to talk to John.
If I did a live show, I'd want hydro
Bring your
instead
own
of pyro.
yeah, hydro.
I want a hydro show.
fireworks, whatever. Fireworks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want like fountains spurting like crazy patterns like it's Las Vegas or something.
Oh,
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we'll just like get in a 20,000 gallon temporary pool
Let's
with
do it.
water cannons.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Yo, Capital One got it.
Yeah, okay.
They got it covered.
I think you just priced yourself out of the market for our festival.
No, Capital One. I'm telling you, they'll cover it.
We'll get Capital One. You
Get
hear
somebody
that?
else's money.
Capital One. What's in our wallet? Capital One's in our wallet because you're sponsoring our festival.
Should be.
this is inflecting. They call that you project
Manifesting.
project. Yes,
Manifesting.
manifest. But yeah, so it's
What I'm advocating for is spending other people's money and then not paying it back.
how about you spend some money on that charger for that laptop? How
I
about
should
that?
do that.
Maybe we
Yes,
could get some defense contractors to sponsor.
Yeah.
They need all the attention they could get nowadays.
Yeah. We'll get some air superiority over the festival.
Oh, geez, we did. Hey,
Imagine
we
you
did-
just got helicopters.
We are
like,
right next to
hanging
an airport, and
Yeah.
it's like a 2-minute airplane ride from
Yeah.
from.
You guys should find somebody who will do
Jupiter.
helicopter rides.
What's the place in Jupiter that makes the airplanes?
Sikorsky.
Sikorsky. There we go. No, those are helicopters.
It's Pratt.
Pratt Whitney, yes.
Yeah,
It's just
Pratt
a 2-minute jet ride from Pratt Whitney.
Yeah. No, we're gonna send Devin up in a plane and we're gonna push him out in a parachute and then he's gonna land like the opening of the festival.
In the wave pool that he's going to do a giant cannonball into the wave pool.
He's got to cut the cord and
Yes.
So, yeah. Hey, they do have the fair there, so there's usually weird things that
But you got to do it with a katana.
Yeah. And in a red, white, and blue speedo.
My stupid ass will end up like superhero landing with the sword through my heart, like seppuku myself.
Whatever the hell that you just said there.
It's
that what all
Japanese
the-
ritualistic suicide.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought it
No,
was
that's Harry Carey.
Carey. Yeah, the Cubs announcer.
Yeah. No. He was Atlanta, Harry Carey Jr.
Junior. Anyway, so
Anyway.
Don't worry, I don't know their references.
Hey, by
either.
the way, did you know we have a guest in the room?
I thought
Yeah,
I
I'm
was-
just
How have you been,
I'm just
Grippa?
smiling-
It's been minutes since we've
smiling
had a
and
chance
I
to
waving.
talk.
counter their references with mine.
Yeah, then there you go. And it seems like you got them there. You definitely got them.
So yeah. So
All right, so we know what we're going to be doing. Can you put like a blue smoke bomb on your ankle?
Yeah,
All right,
but can it be
perfect.
purple?
Okay,
Ghost on the Ox colors.
purple.
For Riffs and Rhythms.
It's gonna be purple
Yeah.
and green for my brand
Dude, what
colors.
do you-
Gender reveal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a new side
So
business.
I gotta start getting conceiving.
No, you would be the gender reveal smoke bomb at everybody's
Oh,
gender
revealing
reveal
the
party.
gender of the ghost.
well, look, it looks like a boy.
Actually, looking at me, they'd be like, "That looks like a sphere, like a
No, I
big
can see
purple
it.
sphere."
You could wear a skirt that has a lot of starch, and once you reach terminal velocity, it'll be a gender reveal.
Starch.
So it's like a parachute.
So it
Okay.
stays down until you go fast
so
enough.
it's stiff. I get you. I get you. Yeah, I get.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah.
Good Lord, kids today.
All right, we got a side business all set up.
Yeah, perfect. So we did have a drone last year.
Yeah.
We did have a drone last year. Yes, so
That would be a memorable gender reveal party.
it would be. All
A
right, so-
family dividing gender.
I know another person who could do drone for you again this year,
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, we're taking
and
all,
could
all
be a
my-
guest on the show.
We're taking a lot of ideas on the festival. Was it? Yep.
So just to make it clear, there are sponsorship opportunities available, and we are utilizing a massive amount of sponsorship dollars to bring great acts to our festival, like Grippa here.
Hi.
How you doing?
Help us pay for her band.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. So we've got a couple segments here, Grippa, as far as like we call it like the MVP. You got like an MVP shout out, somebody you want to recognize in the music community, or somebody who's kind of helped you along the way in in your journey.
Yeah, I'd have to go with my dad because honestly, he had nothing. Like he doesn't know anything about music. Like he likes music. Okay, he likes music, but this man literally started a whole record label knowing nothing about music just so I could do what I wanted to do. And honestly, like I would not know anyone that I know right now if it wasn't for him because he genuinely is like done it all. So I mean, I don't know how he did it, to be honest with you, but I just let him roll, and he ended up creating this whole thing. So definitely, yeah,
All right. Very cool.
yes.
Good job, Dad.
All right.
All right.
Very cool. So, so we got a couple more. And I said, can you come back next week for sure?
I'll try.
Okay. All right. You try.
Oh, we got one more segment we got to talk about.
We do. Yeah. Just
But
kinda,
more stuff.
Just prepping up here. Just
Don't
prepping.
calm down. Don't
I know,
rush things.
okay, I know. I want to be. What
time is it?
I want to already be next week.
We have
Slow and
minutes left.
steady, man.
What time do we start this thing anyway?
Yeah. Almost
Wait.
51 minutes ago.
All right, so we have time.
Yeah. So do you want to bring up? the next
Yeah,
segment?
like so the other segment, of course, that we do is Tales from the Road.
Okay.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be on tour or anything, just anything performance related that is worthy of recounting, either because it's funny or
Yeah.
crazy or
Okay. All right. One time,
Please don't say Bandcamp.
I will not say Bandcamp. That
Okay. Good. All right.
Bandcamp. Okay.
She did.
that's where you have your merch available, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Grippa.bandcamp.com.
Oh damn, that's pretty good.
Oh my god.
My other instrument is a flute.
Okay. Lock in.
That hit me a little late. That was funny. That was a good one, Paul.
Hey, you said you watched the show, but you only watched the shorts.
Yeah, I only.
well, yeah, see, this is what you get for doing the shortcut on the
You're
research.
right. You're right.
It's like the Cliff Notes. It's like the Cliff Notes version of.
That's okay. I would have done the
It
same
works,
thing.
and it
Yeah.
works,
Yeah,
and
there you
that's
It's all
yeah,
right.
that's it.
So leave this poor person alone and let her
No, it's
tell
giving
her
me
story.
more time to think. Okay. Remember that one time, or remember that time when we went to what was it? Oh my god, what restaurant was it? Dang it. Okay, it was a restaurant and they had an open mic. No, it wasn't an open mic. It was a band that was like, I don't know, they were just playing at the restaurant. And we were eating dinner at this restaurant after my grandpa's funeral. Okay? And so like funeral like vibes like not great. But we were still going to dinner, right? So I was like, what? How old was I? 8th grade. Oh my gosh. I was literally in 8th grade. We went up to the band when we were done. And I was like, oh, I can sing. Like I sing one of these songs. I get up and I sing Super Freak. After, as an 8th grader, after my grandpa's funeral, he would have loved it. And everyone in that restaurant loved it. I was in it. I was getting into it. Oh my God. So that was amazing.
Cranking out the Rick James.
That's awesome.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
That's awesome.
That was definitely something very memorable. I also a couple days ago I went to my friend's like show. She was in Fort Lauderdale, and this was the first time I had ever been in a mosh pit, but like not like one where you're literally like hitting each other. Like literally, it's yeah, but it was. I don't even know. It was crazy because it wasn't even like a big place. And every band, their last song was like a moshing song. And I was standing there, and out of nowhere, I was not prepared. This girl just comes at me and just absolutely destroys, like pushes me as hard as she can. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I thought we were all starting running. I don't know what, like, yeah, something's happening. I gotta go. So then they all just started like, and so I stepped out. But the next one that happened, what was it? It was, they stirred a mosh pit, and I was prepared this time. I turned around and said, everybody step back, because I didn't want to be in it, because I was in the front. But I ended up jumping in there. But I ended up jumping in anyway. But I will pride myself that I did not fall down.
Oh, rock on.
Nice.
Thank you.
She stood up for herself.
I stood up. I just feel like people were trying to like take my pants. Like I feel like it was just like people were just
I could see that.
like everyone just grabbing onto you. Like
Yeah.
That
I, like,
sounds
hold
like
on to
an
my-
awesome new saying I'm going to start saying. It's like, bro, you taking my pants? What are you doing right now? Like if someone's like coming, like attacking you for
This
something.
just in: pop singer Grippa loses pants during mosh pit action. News at 11.
yes.
This is why I wear a kilt when I go in the mosh
When I
pit.
use the phrase, I'll say credit to Grippa for that one.
Yeah, I didn't have a
every
belt that day, and that was really.
Oh, someone was giving you a hard time because you didn't wear your belt.
I guess so, but it was just like that's what everyone was. I guess down low, like that's where they were like. But, you know,
You reminded me a little bit of a small concert, like a small show that I did sound for. It was a like emo punk rock type vibe. All the bands were,
yeah.
and also very tiny place. You remember this, Almond? He's doing something. All right. Anyway,
He does not care.
He's riveted.
There was very small, like barely any standing room, or there's standing room, but there's barely any like room to move in, and people were straight moshing, taking shirts off, like going heavy, going hard, and I was sitting here with my arm up, like trying to guard like the audio table, trying to be like, because I'm right next to them, basically. There's like this much room, like this space in the
Oh
room
man.
is how much space there was, and there was like 10 people moshing.
Oh, that's hard.
Hard too.
Yeah.
Like elbows and everything.
Devin's describing what happens. Actually, this was the place it happened.
No, I think he's talking about the line in the bathroom. I think.
We did not do any lines in the bathroom. No lines were done in the bathroom. Don't worry.
Oh my God. I'm trying to think the place in Fort Lauderdale. Some of the places that are down there.
Was everybody properly shirted though? At least.
Yes, thank God.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't have joined. I wouldn't have
Yeah,
joined.
no
it.
pants is fine, but shirts
Yeah.
we gotta have
Shirts
those.
goes-
Yeah, but she draws a line, okay?
Yeah, let's be decent here.
Yes.
Draws the line. It draws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No shoes, no shirts.
Wait, no shoes, no pants, no problem.
No.
Yeah.
What's that line from the Lego movie?
Everything is awesome.
No.
I don't know.
It's where are my pants?
Oh, the fake sitcom. I remember what you're
Yes.
talking about now. Yeah.
Yes, anyway.
Honey,
which
where are
Lego
my
movie is
pants?
The Lego movie. The one that came out with
With Pharrell?
yes.
No, not that one.
No, it is that one.
I
It
know
is.
what happened.
No,
I just,
yeah. Oh, they have
I
that
just
in-
put this
It's
beat
a
together
soundtrack.
like no one ever heard
That was in
before.
multiple Lego
Here's that
movies
brother.
then. That was in multiple, because I remember that from the first Lego movie, actually. I didn't see the Pharrell one yet.
I'll have to tell you a story.
That's a good one. I watched the Pharrell one. It's great.
Really?
The
I
Lego-
fell asleep.
The Lego movie?
I thought it was gonna. No.
with Emmett?
No, the Pharrell one, because I thought it was going to be like a little more exciting, but then it ended up just being a documentary, and I was really, really upset about it.
That's what it was said.
I know, I just didn't realize.
But it's a documentary with Lego. Come on.
Damn
I
it, this
just-
is educational. Damn it, how
Oh,
this sneak
man.
by me?
I was
the-
on a plane too.
So the Lego movie part got you in, but the fact that it
yes,
was a
'cause I thought
documentary
it was
put you
going
to
to be
sleep.
like just like Pharrell doing some fun stuff, and it wasn't.
Yes.
I just really want a Kendrick Lamar minifigure.
How big is that minifigure? Minifigure?
About as tall as Kendrick Lamar in real life.
Which is not that tall.
That was the joke, yeah.
Okay.
I just recently watched the Minecraft movie, and I'll have to tell you off the camera about the story about. I'm watching it. Yeah. So anyway,
You have
Oh
to
my
tell. You enjoyed it that much.
no.
You can't share the story
Oh,
in
God.
public.
share for everything. So
Oh my!
maybe I'll save it. Maybe I'll
Keep
save it
some
for
things
next.
private in his life,
Maybe I'll
like
save it for
Lego
next
movie,
week.
Minecraft movie.
All right. Should I?
You
share
just
it?
like to watch Jack Black and Aquaman hugging.
Jack Black's getting a little bit overboard about playing the same character. Somebody posted recently about how
He's the same. He's
Ryan
typecast.
Reynolds plays the same
Kinda.
role in there's some movie else he's coming out
Jack's
with.
loving chicken.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're sitting on the plane coming back from our summer trip, and I said, "All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and download and watch the movie." And my kids have already went off to see it, and that's why I know that I'm like, the tier they went off and watched the movies on their own. We used to go to the movies with them, and
So you watched the Minecraft movie by yourself.
well on a plane with other people. So technically, I watched it with other people.
by yourself.
I watched
So
it
by yourself.
with other people on the plane.
Wait. Okay,
Okay.
hold on. Was this the in-flight entertainment they're showing to everybody, or was this what you
No,
put on
this
for
was
yourself?
he put it on.
Okay.
He
He
was so embarrassed.
downloaded
Wait.
Yeah.
He was so embarrassed that he's watching this movie that he had to take a plane out of town and watch it while no one he knew could see.
I'm so glad that Grippa's giving me this face of disapproval, just like my own kids do.
No, you did not press play on it either. You downloaded it.
Then I press play.
Oh,
Did you at least
man.
torrent it?
No. No. So,
Can you still do that?
Yeah, come on, man. I've spent the money and I pay for
Actually,
my.
these days you don't even need to torrent. Sometimes you can just find a website that just has it.
so
Yeah.
so
People
I,
be posting the full movies like
No, I'd be
on
doing
Twitter
that.
and stuff.
No, I'd be doing that.
well, that's my kids say. That's
Don't
how
tell
they.
anyone.
That's how they watch. They understand
worry,
movies
I
is
got you.
because of Tik.
I used to do BitTorrent, but then all of a sudden my computer stopped working right.
Yeah.
So we're sitting on the plane. I downloaded the movie and I was
Kinda
like, all right,
illegal.
I'm gonna watch the Minecraft movie, whatever. Right?
No, it was real movies.
My,
I want to hear about this because I actually I unironically want to see the Minecraft movie.
So my boy's just sitting behind me,
Yeah.
right in the seats, my wife and I start watching the beginning of the movie. And I just all of a sudden, because of Jack Black and he's explaining and all these things, I start dying. Now we haven't even really left. We're still on the tarmac, and I'm now like dying, like busting a serious gut. My son looks up, he goes,
one letter off.
only
from
2
that being
minutes
really
in,
sus.
and you're already like, he just couldn't believe how, because I just thought it was so stupid, silly, and I was just dying laughing. And I'm like on this plane, and just
Like the heartfelt recounting of the dramatic life that Jack had in
exactly
in
yes
the
how he
mines.
explains how he's
In the
Steve and he's this and
Yeah.
I'm just like I just thought it was funny. It was like, oh my god, this is so funny how they're portraying the Minecraft story, Jack Black, Steve, and all these things. And then, but of course, they open it up to there's a sequel. They left the door open for a sequel. So
of course.
Of course they did.
yeah. So, but yeah. So my sons were just so appalled that I was dying within the first 2 minutes of the movie, and
They have to go to 3
Dad,
movies.
Yeah.
you're so embarrassing.
yeah,
They-
exactly.
They have to go to 3 movies so that they could call it like Minecraft Cubed or some shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was fun. It was.
Because it's all.
I'll say this: the movie was very well done.
Well, that was the cube joke also.
Graphics part. So, all
Having the 2 and 3 would be awesome.
right, go over there and do your math, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, I learned something. In England, they don't do math; they do maths.
Yeah.
Maths.
Mathematics.
with an S.
Math.
Yeah,
Isn't
well,
TH
They
usually?
do. They probably do maths there too, but they have maths. Like they do them all at once, apparently.
Mm. That's pretty good then.
And they have a maths teacher who's got a serious multiple personality problem.
It sucks if you have a lisp.
Yeah, well, they've kind of made that a necessity over there.
Did I ask you before, what was like the dental situation going on? Like,
You
over
know,
there?
that's a good
Yes.
question because
No, let's hold that for next week. Ask him next week. Stay tuned about the UK dental.
we're going to make dentistry a cliffhanger. That's so lame.
Yes.
Come on,
Hardcore.
there's got to be.
I want to know how.
Boomer
I wanna
Ghost on the
know.
Ox.
I want to know how Kevin knows this.
There's going to be something better than freaking dentistry. You're all riveted to hear the quality of the teeth of the English people, aren't you?
According to Kevin.
Yes. Dentistry, according to Kevin. No, it was pretty good. There, I saved you the wait.
That's pretty good.
Oh my god.
Spoiler alert.
Yes.
Spoiler alert, they got teeth too.
I forgot. You can keep going with that. That glass of yours, actually. So you can go right into the second episode.
I have made a dent.
Freaking Titanic iceberg.
I know. That thing was smaller than the one that sunk the Titanic, I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
So
Anyway,
all right. So we
are you really anxious to get us shut down here? All right, so it's apparently Paul has another Minecraft movie.
He has somewhere to
watch.
be. Yeah. He's got a flight to catch.
yeah, that's right. I got to watch more movies on the plane.
Yeah, you should. Absolutely.
Okay.
Cool. He's going to watch.
Did you
Pharrell's
watch the
Lego
whole movie?
I did.
You went through the whole thing?
Yeah. I did doze off a little bit and then had to back it up.
Can you give us like a 5-second review?
So,
The answer is no. But
Jason Momoa is his whole new persona he's trying to push is like a little. I don't know what he's going at. He's trying to untypecast himself.
okay,
So
sure.
he's played a little bit too much about.
He was a little too loserish 80s guy.
Yeah. Oh, so you
But
saw,
that was the part.
you saw the movie?
No, I haven't seen it at all.
Okay, yeah.
That's why I know the song Steve's Love a Chicken.
I asked my kids if should I run around the plane when they do the chicken fight or chicken.
Now I know you're reenacting the hang glider scene when they're holding each other in opposite.
You know
They're holding
awfully
each
a lot
other's
about this
ankles
movie.
flying through the air.
Would you like
That
to
was
give
his
the review?
favorite part.
Would you like to give this review?
I would like to give it a review. I think it was worth every penny they spent on it. It was worth watching.
Okay then.
No? Okay. Fill us in.
It was a little, I don't know.
You saw it too?
I did.
I
And
have
I was
not
the
seen this
only
movie yet.
one in the theater. I was the this is why I don't like it, cuz I paid for this movie to go see it in a theater. So I can have the experience of when the chicken jockey comes up and everyone goes chicken jockey. But
Yeah,
I
that
was
a
the
lot
only
of hype.
one.
Yeah, that was a lot
Oh,
of
you're the
hype.
only one.
I
that-
was the only one in the theater who did it.
Yeah. Did you
Oh,
see
you
the
were
signs?
excited. You were waiting for people to
Yeah.
do the
And so-
do the meme.
Yeah,
was
and
all
I was the only one.
Oh my lord!
I got duped. This isn't a thing.
was the theater that I went into, they had signs that they were like, you're not allowed to say anything when the chicken jockey comes.
Really?
No,
Yeah.
that's
not.
free speech. You can't. No.
Don't tell me what I can't say in this theater.
Just to be sure, I sat in the back row so no one would throw popcorn on me.
The creepy old guy in the back.
So
Yes, I'm Kevin McLoughlin, and today I'll be playing the part of the creepy old guy in the back of the theater.
Today I'll be playing Kevin McLoughlin.
But did you do it?
No, I didn't throw any popcorn. That stuff's delicious. You kidding me?
Inexpensive.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, I wouldn't go all
It's like
that.
30
No.
bucks an ounce when you buy popcorn at the movie theater. Not throwing that stuff.
He couldn't throw all the butter that was on it.
So
run
I
around.
grew up
Yeah.
with Minecraft, like as a game that I heavily enjoy and love over the years. I'm a big fan of the actual game. When this movie was announced, I was like, why? This does not need to be a thing at all. And at most, if it has to be a thing, why live action? Like, it
Yeah.
could have been animated. It
I
could have
pre-
been
I pre-
possibly cool.
I predict that movie will become a cult classic. That's why they set it up like that.
It'll be a cult meme.
It'll be the new Rocky
Yeah.
Horror Picture Show.
No, it was
I don't know
definitely.
about that one.
No,
Like I said,
its time has passed. To be honest, like even now.
my kids, same thing. My kids grew up playing the game and hours of making mods and things and so forth, and all the Java
back to
Java code that I
I
had
played
to help
my
them
share
with.
of Minecraft. That game is great.
And it was fun. It was one of those that you go. I think that's the part, right? If you got to go into it with a different perspective, that's why I probably died laughing just the opening of the movie.
Oh yeah,
was,
if you're looking at it from the "this is absurd"
Yeah.
perspective,
Right.
then yeah, I'm sure you got your money's worth. For
yeah,
sure.
of course. But I also had 20 drinks at the airport too, so of course that may have had a little difference. That helped a
Not
little bit.
you,
right?
Rum Paul,
No,
drank in the
rum pop-
airport?
That's right.
Would you have potion of weakness?
But just seeing them do the anime, I think
Minecraft joke.
Well, again, was the
No,
animation?
you had the Ender Crystal cocktail, right?
That's right. The Ender.
Hey.
Right. So do you
Enderman Crystal.
do you think the graphics
Ender
though was
Pearl.
did very well? Did they do that well enough?
In trying to recreate 8-bit graphics, did they do well? No, I think they overdid it, actually. It looked a little better than 8-bit.
They tried too hard.
I think it's going to be a cult classic. It's just stupid enough to be awesome. That's my
Okay.
take.
I still want to see the movie just for the joke.
No,
of
you
it.
definitely have.
You
to
haven't
see
seen it?
No.
No, it's something that needs to be.
I think
Studied.
I think you and
Studied.
Allman, I think you and Allman should go see the movie. And when that part of the
Yeah.
movie comes out, he jumps on your back and you guys run around
Oh,
the
yeah.
chicken jockey.
We have to go watch it.
You got to
We have
go.
to go watch it for the podcast.
You got to
That's
go
right.
in there wearing shirts that say Steve's Lava Chicken.
Yeah.
I'm going to the theater to.
Why don't you guys go to the drive-in?
Yeah,
That's actually a good idea.
yeah.
They
We
have
could
those?
record there.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, do that
Podcast at
We
the
could
drive-in.
literally do the podcast at the drive-in.
in your car,
Drive-in
Yeah.
in your car.
podcast. I like that. That's a good idea.
sweating in the summer.
We're gonna see the Superman.
Oh yeah, we
Movie.
wanna see this.
Oh, you guys have a date?
Yeah,
Oh, my.
Cousin too.
3-way.
Rock on. Anyway,
So
all right, let's
that's a
end this
cliffhanger for next week. That's for sure. All right. We want to hear. No, we don't. Sorry. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for surviving this episode of the Riffs and
Rhythms podcast.
my name is Kevin McLoughlin, and this is
Paul Robertson. We'd like to thank Grippa for coming on here.
Hi,
So-
I'm Grippa,
So,
and I'm Grippa.
she still is, even after all of this.
Yes.
Grippa.com.
So,
Yeah.
you have inspired some pretty hilarious conversation, and we're hoping
you.
you can come back and do this again next week.
Now, from what I've heard, I think I need to hear more about the dental situation.
All right. Well, then we'll come back with a detailed description of
Thank you.
the state of dentistry in the UK.
Good.
Cheerio.
And so, nobody said that.
Okay, never mind.
The
I don't
whole
think I'm
time.
coming back. I can't.
Hip hip.
Paul's bad in like, I don't know. Anyway,
All right, Governor.
let's
Taking
go ahead
us
and
out.
get out of this before we totally ruin it even more.
All right. Good night, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.